And open it up to questions for Golden Knights head coach Pete DeBoer. Reminder from me, if you have any questions for Pete today, please use the raise hand function below. We'll lead off today with Justin Emerson of the Las Vegas Sun.
Good morning, Pete. I'm curious what you think of, now that we're almost done with the round robin, just what you think of the format with the play-in series and whether or not you'd like to maybe see that added full-time moving forward.
You know what? I think we were talking this morning as a staff, and I think if you had 24 teams make the playoffs every year, a lot more coaches would keep their jobs. I can tell you that. So I like it from that aspect. I think it's been entertaining. I've enjoyed it just from a hockey fan perspective, being here, being able to watch games all day, and you're seeing, I think they said 6 elimination games today, which is, from a fan perspective, there's nothing better than that. So, I'm a traditionalist and I like the 16 team format, but this definitely gives you something to think about.
Next question will come from Steve Wino of the Associated Press.
Hey, Pete, I'm just curious, now that you guys have a chance of earning that number 1 seed, what is the value of it? As a coach, obviously you can control the matchups with the last change, but is it worth fighting for that? And kind of what's the balance, as you've been doing this entire time, of trying to earn that seed and getting your game right for a best-of-7 series?
Yeah. Well, it is worth it. The higher the seed, the easier path you get. That's a reality. And there isn't an easy path once the playoffs start, but there's definitely some paths that are a little easier than others. And when I say easy path, you get the lowest ranked opponent, you get last change, you get the benefit sometimes of a home dressing room over a visitor dressing room. So, you know what, there's small benefits to it. I like the fact that our group thinks it's important, and we've played that way and prepared that way. And we've just got to keep going. So our goal right from day one of camp was to try and get the first seed, and we've got an opportunity to do that. We've set ourselves up to do that. So, let's take advantage of it.
Next question will go to Ben Goetz, the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Ben.
Morning, Pete. You guys had, I believe, 11 different players get on the score sheet last night. Just what does that say about this team's depth as you guys continue on in the playoffs?
Well, it's going to be critical. We talked that right from day one of camp that we had to get our third line creating some offense. We know what our fourth line brings, and they've chipped in some offense too. But they really bring a physical element that softens up the other team. I think, outside of what they do, we have to have 3 lines that are dangerous offensively. And, it's starting to feel like we have that. Obviously, Pacioretty back in the lineup helps us there too. You forget quickly that, your leading scorer has been out of the lineup. And I think that's what's been impressive for me about the way we've played in the offense we've generated it is we've done it without our leading scorer in the lineup. So, that's a good sign.
We'll go to David Shane of the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
David.
Hi, Pete. I was going to ask something else, but you said something, so I want to follow up with Max's status. I feel like I was reading maybe too much into that answer. Is he expected to return?
He's really close. So that's all I can tell you from now. But basically, I said he was on the horizon last time we talked about him, and he's closer than that this time.
Next, we'll go to Ken Bolke of Sinbin.Vegas.
Hey, Pete, since you got Robin, you've kind of gone back and forth between goalies. And I know you had said you wanted to pick one when the playoffs actually started, but is there any consideration of continuing to go back and forth?
I think everything's on the table. It's such a unique year, such a unique format. You're not going to have, I've already heard there's going to be some back-to-backs in the early rounds of the playoffs, which typically you never got. So for me, everything's on the table in that regard.
We'll go to Danny Webster of NHL.com.
Danny?
Hi, Pete. I wanted to go back to Zach Whitecloud for a minute, if we could. You mentioned yesterday how much he's added to his game in the short time that you've seen him, but what about his demeanor on the ice has impressed you, and just that he doesn't seem like he's affected in such a big moment like the playoffs, and he kind of remains even-keeled?
Yeah. I think you said it best. I think composure is probably the best word I can use to describe his game. And that's rare. You don't throw that term around a lot with young defensemen. I think that's something that you have to learn. And he seems to have stepped in and had it right from day one. So, when he combines some urgency and some physicality, with that composure with the puck, he's a very good defenseman at this level.
Time for a few more with Pete today. Next, we'll go to Joshua Cloak of The Athletic.
Hi, Pete. Thanks for doing this. Just wanted to look ahead for a bit. I'm kind of asking around the league, and I'd like to hear from you. Given how late these playoffs will run, do you think the next season should be shortened at all?
Oh, I don't know. That's for smarter minds than me. We're just concentrating on Colorado on Saturday night.
Final question today will come from David Shane of the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
David?
Hi, Pete. So I was going to ask earlier, just specifically, I know you weren't here, but Colorado really put a number on them early in the season in 2 games. I guess when you were breaking down Colorado, what did you see during the pause? What's going to be key against them tomorrow?
Well, I can tell you, as impressive as I was watching them during the pause, I'd be even more impressed in the couple of games I've attended live here during the round robin. I mean, they've got it all. They've got depth. They've got superstars at different positions. They can score. They defend better than people give them credit for. They're actually one of the better defending teams in the league at combining that with their offense. So, they're loaded, and it's going to be a great test for us.
Pete, thank you for taking the time today.